Hello everyone, how are you? I'm fine. Yeah, today I'm just very blessed to meet you again with you, especially with a lesson major issue concerning means of success in research and academic. So I'm really sure that you'll enjoy with this lesson. So let's see some points in detail. I think all things what we have discussed is about success. So really, uh, success comes through different aspects. Uh, but where is a means of success? Concerning means of success, there are a lot of issues can be the means or an input for success. Uh, but would see a major issues concerning means of success. Okay. So today, really, I'm eager to to show you some points, especially uh, you know what called regarding us research in academia. I think this lesson is really a wonderful lesson for every professionals. So how can just achieve success through research and academy? I think there are a lot of scholars who give a lot of success through research and academy because this world you know uh, has a lot of scientists who have done a lot of investigation, well-known investigation in different corners, in different aspects. So let's see uh, one by the first point. The means by which success is pursued and measured in academic and professional research setting often raise significant ethical, structural, methodological issues. So these challenges can be comprise the quality of work and a well-being of researchers. So there are a lot of challenges before success, but the challenges comprise the quality of work and well-being of the researchers. If we can produce a quality of work and a well-being of, if we become a well-being of a researcher, it is possible to give, success. So it is pursued and measured in academic and professional research setting, often raise a significant ethical, structural, and methodological issues. That is the point. So it needs, what called professional research settings in any corner. So don't forget that this point is really a wonderful concept. So you can just publish your work through a reputable journal. In fact, some of us, we may not have some about the reputable journal, especially Scopus indexed journals. So this is a means to give a success. And let's see, uh, you know, among the means of success is ethical and integrated concept. Major issues is ethical and integrated concepts. What does mean ethical and integrated concept? So everything has its own ethics. So professional workers, have their own ethics. So the pressure for high impact success can lead to a comprise of ethical standards which directly undermine the pursuit of truth and knowledge. So always, it is good directly, undermine the pursuit of truth and knowledge is not good. So we have to move with ethical standards. For instance, the research misconducts. Let's see the research misconducts. The push for high output can tempt researchers to engage in a data fabrication. I don't know why we are just expert for this. Data fabrication is not, you know, uh, is not ethical standards. And falsification also, falsification, or a misinterpretation to achieve a publishable results. So always we have to just move with the research standards. So we don't forget that integrity concerns and ethical, uh, you know, points. So research misconduct is one part of this, and this fundamental, violates the integration of scientific process of the research, especially the Rasnik TNE in his based on their research, they explained very well about research misconduct. So you have to give care for this. And the other point is plagiarism, especially from ethical and integrated concern. Plagiarism is one sort of point. As a scholar or professional, we have to just polish our works. We have to add our own works. In fact, we may use the review literature from other previous works, but the idea must be our own. And intellectual theft, including the uncredited use of others' idea or text, is a serious breach of academic ethics, often driven by the competitive need to produce publication for career advancement basis. So it is not good. Inadequate research methods. The other point is from ethical and what calls integrated concern is inadequate research methods. In addition to plagiarism, especially in plagiarism, Basie and Owen 2019 in their research work, they describe very well about intellectual theft. So plagiarism is intellectual theft. Why we just were pushed to this and ethical concerns? Let's give time and let's just our own as a researcher. And inadequate research methods, researchers may use insufficient sample size or employ inadequate. When we just read how many sample size is very important for our population. So at least, the one third of our population and one third of sample size is needed for the given population. And methods which, while not strictly misconduct, so unreliable result that fail to live to the, you know, those points. So during U 2016 is really did a research on this point in advocacy research methods. So we have to give concern about this. And the other point, in addition to ethical and concerned, what called integrity concern is systematic and structural measures. So the current institutional model of success often prioritizes metrics that creates a toxic and highly competitive environment. So over reliance on output metrics, success is frequently defined by quantifiable but narrow metrics like the number of grants received, article published, and high, you know, uh, bibliometric impacts. Example citation counters, NIH 2022 just can be evidence for this. So the overemphasis can lead to poor quality research and research waste. Yeah, overemphasis. So as well as an increased risk of integrity breaches. And at 2022, this research finding is just really highly giving emphasis for systematic and structural pressure. This is the other major issue: systematic and structural pressure. And from this, point, toxic supervisor or mentorship dynamics. So the relationship with a supervisor is crucial to success. Put a high level of prejudice, and bullying or a lack of training in a mentorship among supervisors can lead to significant psychological trauma and academic failure for students. Kanakuma Moha 2021. So funding and short-term mindset. So the increased prominence of a project-based research funding exacerbates pressure on involvement, giving research process a short-term focus that discount terms and highly quality and potential less glamorous research and replication steps. So all funding and short-term mindsets and the toxic supervisor and the mentorship dynamics, all those points are a system and structure, you know, under the what were major issues or myths of success. So we have to give emphasis for this lesson as a scholar. And the other is subjective in defining success. You know, defining what truly constitutes success remains complex issues, as traditional measure often fails to capture the full value and impact of scholarly work. So, a narrow definition of impact. Traditionally, measures like citation counts are easily tracked, but can take years to accumulate and often fail to capture the societal and policy or practical impact of the research. Springer Nature 2019. And there is a need to rely on assessments to value elementary advance and strengths in science beyond just high publication. So this is what called subjectivity in defining success is really the other major issues for success. So we have to define, uh, you know, some good points on success. Success is not only the number of publication and other, we have to focus on the quality. Understand? Yeah, that is the big point. So it's good to focus with quality works. And exclusion from the definition of success. That's not good. Narrowing conclusion is not good. Exclusion from the definition of success. That's not good. So the traditional model of success, high GPA, finishing a PhD, often fails to accommodate students who pursue learning for its intrinsic values, shift institutions, or those who find a successful fit with the requirement of the workplace outside the traditional academic career path. Yeah. So we have to give emphasis, exclusion from definition of success. Uh, Really, it's one cancer. So Sapolsky and Primus law 2011 is one sort of those points. And the other is entity versus growth mindset. So the fundamental issue is how individuals can conceive of ability holding fixed potential or entity beliefs. Fixed, yeah, about one's ability uh, often lead to the negative coping mechanism when facing challenges, while growing oriented view encourage effective problem solving. Duke 1999 and model and Duke